Yes, dear students, last time we discussed about the poem Keeping Quiet written by Pablo Neruda. And I hope that you have understood the poem completely. You should have no doubt in your mind. But let us deal with the questions, textual questions of this poem, and how we'll write the questions in the examination. To write the question, to give a correct answer of the question, you must have a clear-cut understanding of the text. Your concept about the text should be clear. And I hope that as I explain the things, you should have no question, you should have no confusion in your mind. But now we come to the textual question so that you will have the repetition of the things and you will have better understanding of the things, and you will also get the knowledge or the skill you will develop how to write the questions in the examination. So let us discuss the textual question, that is the main textual question in this poem. And the first question is, first important question is, what will counting up to 12 and keeping a still help us achieve? The poet starts with this line, I'll count up to 12 and we all will come together, join together. This is the urge of the poet. Counting up to 12. I had given you the reference of counting up to 12, a symbolic reference that it might have the connection with the 12 hours of the day or the 12 months of the year. Means when we complete a routine work, after completing that routine work, we must, what poet urges, that we must come together and have a mutual understanding. Actually these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then just leave your daily routine, leave your busy work and come together in creating an atmosphere of quietness, creating an atmosphere of stillness. This is to what actually helps us achieve. It helps us achieve peace of mind, peace and tranquility in this world, so that we can avoid any kind of disruption, we can avoid any kind of violence. Means the poet wants that there should be peace in this world. There should be no violence. There should be no war. We should not be engaged in any kind of just warmongering. So the poet wants us, and this can be done only when we come together. Togetherness, that is the urge of the poet, coming together, having a mutual understanding about the things that leads to create an atmosphere of peace in this world. Because without peace in this world, there is the danger of existence of this world. So to create peace, the poet wants that we should come together and we should have mutual understanding, and we must go through a sense of introspection. And through that introspection, we can make the things in right direction. This is what the poet wants, and that is why he says, I will be counting up to 12, and he will be just coming all to it, and this will be a strange moment, very exotic moment, breaking all the barriers of language, caste, color, creed, geographical division, everything. The entire humanity coming together, thinking in the same term, in the term of peace. This is the main thing that the world requires at this time, at this juncture. because there are just warmongering is at height in this world today. So this can be avoided, the world can be saved only through this philosophy of the poet. So we should adhere to this philosophy of the poet. We should try to do what the poet wants through us in this, wants from us in this poem, and only then things can be corrected. The second question is, the second important question in this poem is, do you think the poet advocates total inactivity and death? Surely not. This is not the advocacy of the poet regarding total inactivity and death. The poet himself said in the poem, you should not be confused that I am advocating total inactivity. When I am asking you to just stop all the external activities, it does not mean total inactivity. Because the poet asks the people to have internal activity, to stop the external activity and start the internal activity, means the activity of quiet introspection. That what you have done till that time was right or wrong. Just going through a complete review of the things. Just make a review of the things. Whether what you did till that time was right or wrong. And if just you associate your mind and your heart, your soul, then you will come to a conclusion. And that is, the maximum probability is there that you reach to the right conclusion, that what you did was right or wrong. And what was right? Okay, continue with that. What was wrong? Rectify that. When you will be rectifying the mistakes, when you will be correcting the wrongs, then the things slowly but surely will come in the right direction. That is why the poet's advocacy is not the total inactivity. He says that life is what it is. Our connection is with life. Live life to its fullest. I have no truck with death. I have no connection. I don't want to talk about death. Because the problem of the world, the problem of the people is that they are busy in their daily activities and always afraid of death. So don't think about death. Don't keep a fear about death in your mind. Just go through the self-analysis of the things. Live your life to the fullest. This is what the poet wants. So here the poet is surely not talking about total inactivity. He just only asks us to stop the external one and begin with the internal one. Time and again we should be doing the things like not just once. Here in the poet actually says just once come together. It is not the matter of coming just once together. If you come once together, then they will come to know the value of it, the value of introspection. And once you understand the value of introspection, then you will be repeatedly doing the things. So just after a gap, you just go through this process of introspection, analyzing the things, reviewing the things, correcting them. So this process is a very good one to make the things right, to bring the things in the right direction. This is what the poet. So it is not the matter. Might be just somebody who are sitting. Just sometimes it happens that you are sitting alone and just analyzing the things. Others might be thinking that you are sitting idly, you are doing nothing, no external action, nothing. But the fact is that you are going through the self-analysis of the things, and you are correcting the things, trying to correct the things, reviewing the things. It happens. So the poet wants us to be in the habit of this introspection. What Mahatma Gandhi, as I told you, Mahatma Gandhi, every day he did whatever work he did the whole day. At night he made the review of the things. Review of the things. Wrong should be avoided, right should be continued. This was his theory. So we should be adhering to this philosophy of the poet. Next question is, another question is, what is the sadness that the poet refers to in this poem? The poet talks about sadness. In our life there is sadness. And we are just living with this sadness in our life. We are not happy. The fact is that happiness is not within us. We are just busy in our work, we are earning money, we are making things, this, that, everything. But the ultimate goal of life, that is to have happiness, is not there. Why is the peace and happiness? These two are the ultimate, these two should be the ultimate goal of life. But we are achieving everything in this world, but not that peace and happiness. And because of that, you will see that many just evil things are happening in the society. Even the person himself commits suicide because of this lack of peace and happiness. You may be just, actually happiness is a thing that comes from within, not from without. Maybe that you have everything but you are not happy. You don't have peace. So try to achieve this goal of peace and happiness. This should be our objective. This should be our target. We should target peace and happiness to achieve that peace and happiness in our life. But this is not happening. What is happening that we are busy in the other activities, the material activities of this world, various physical material activities, but not that internal or the spiritual activity that the poet wants. So, and that is why sadness is there, and that sadness leads to frustration, and that frustration leads to committing suicide or doing violence. So how will this sadness be wiped out from our life? How that sadness be dropped from our life? The poet gives us teaching us some ways that we should follow to remove this sadness from our life. This sadness in our life is because of two things. One is because that we are not doing mutual understanding, and because of that there is a sadness, because we don't have the social connection, we don't have the mutual understanding among people. And next is that we are always afraid of death. There is always fear of death in our mind. So because of that fear of death in our mind, we are sad that despite doing all these things, we can die anytime. So this sadness, this creates sadness in our mind. Another, because of the lack of mutual understanding or the lack of sympathy for each other, for one another, that is also creating sadness inside, a hollowness inside. And that hollowness is very dangerous for any individual. That might lead, as I told you, to frustration and to violence. That is why to remove this sadness from our life, we should not be thinking about death. Let death be just when it will come, it will come. Don't be afraid of death. And try to keep yourself among people. Try to bring a togetherness in your life. Social togetherness, family togetherness. Actually, if you just widen your range of this togetherness, then you will see that the things are changing. You can see it, you can experience it. Surely you will experience it. So to remove this sadness, the poet was just having talk with just a connection with the people, with the family members, with the people in the society, and not keeping the fear of death in our mind. That will just bring a right thing in your life. Next question is, another important question in this poem is that what symbol from nature does the poet invoke to say that there can be life under apparent distance? To prove his point, which is what the poet said earlier, regarding the inactivity, just apparent inactivity. The poet, in order to prove this point, he brings an example to just make you understand the things clearly, so that there should be no confusion in your mind. The poet brings an example of earth from nature. He says that, just take the example of earth. It appears to be still, it appears to be dead, it appears to be quiet. But does this quietness mean that there is nothing happening inside the earth? Surely not. All the activity inside the earth, within it, below it, going on. The water is coming out of it. The seeds are germinating from there. The plants getting just fruit or corns. So everything is happening. All the activity is going on inside. But outwardly it appears to be dead. Outwardly it appears nothing is happening. But inside the earth, everything, the life process is continuing. Life process is there that comes from earth and it is continuing inside. Similarly, in our life, when we just stop external activity, it does not mean that our inside is a vacuum only. Nothing is happening there. Actually, that very particular time, the things take place inside in a right way, not in a confused way, because you have stopped your external activity, and now you get time to think about the things very calmly and quietly, and then you will be totally focused on that. When you are busy in your work, you cannot be focused on that, what is going inside. But once you stop and just review the things, you will be focused. And then you will get time to make a correct review of the things and making correction of the things. So he is just presenting before you an example of earth, so that you should have no confusion about inactivity. He does not talk of inactivity. He talks of inner activity. That is called introspection. Atma Vishleshan. Introspection is the crux of our life. If we go through this introspection, then you will see that person will hardly do any wrong thing. Because he is just analyzing the things within. He is doing the work, he is doing introspection. So this is very important point. You see that in life, you will see that sometimes you feel that just in nature itself. Another, you can see that things are looking bad in autumn. But when spring comes, you will see that everything becomes fresh and green, and life comes in everything. So, just life process is going inside nature. It is not stopped, though apparently it appears to be. Similarly, in our life, just we have to do these things, that this art of, this scale of introspection, time and again, so that we shall come to a right point. Thank you. These are all the questions, textual questions. You shall just be in the habit of understanding the question, writing its answer, time and again. You repeatedly write the answer in your just rough copy, so that you can have a better preparation for the final examination. Okay, thank you very much.